Hello. In this video, I will show you how to create tables, use tables reference in formulas, and effectively keep your data dynamically updated. What are the benefits of using tables in Excel? They provide a structure within your workbook that you can use to store data. Major benefit of using Excel table is that you can refer to table columns in your formulas using the table and column names, which makes the formulas easier to read, interpret, and in reports easy to maintain as the formulas update the result dynamically with any additional data added to the table. In this workbook, I have annual data for foreign visitors to province of Ontario for top 10 countries from year 1990 to year 2017. Before you start creating a table, make sure you don't have any cells with some data, for example, adjacent to the data you're trying to create table with. Also make sure that you don't have a blank rows because the table will be created only on the top. Like for example here, if we have deleted this year, you will get table only on the top 17 rows and not the rest. So make sure you have clean data before you create tables. The first thing is you have to click within the data, and then on the Home tab in the Styles group, you have Format as Table. Select Format as Table and select the table style you would call it. I use something simpler like this gray one. Once you click the style, you will be prompted by Excel to verify the data selection, the range, and whether you have headers or not. If you don't have, Excel will assign new headers like column 1, column 2, column 3, etc. So once we verify that, we click OK, and your table is created. I'll click Ctrl Z to show you two more ways to do it. So second way, you still have to click within the data, then you have to go to Insert tab, and the very third icon is Table. So you click on Table and you go to the same place. Once you click OK, you will get default styles, so you can change your style by going back here. Let's click Ctrl Z. My favorite way of creating tables is using a shortcut. So once you've clicked on the data, you use Ctrl T to prompt the dialog box for creating a table, and then verify your data and confirm that you have headers or not. Once you click OK, again, you'll get the default and you change to whatever style you want to use. Let's use this one, the light blue, and you will notice that we have a new tab created here, and it's called Design Table Tools. It's specifically for tables, and you can change a lot of your design preferences on this tab. So you can choose different styles of table. You can bold the top row. Right now the header row is showing and also bolded, and then the first column will be bolded if you click bold. Then if you click the last column, you will have it again bolded, but this is if you have a total as the last column, so I won't use it. You can change banded rows and banded column if you prefer. And one very useful thing is to use total row. So if I click total row, you will see Excel gave me a total for the very last column, which is Mexico. So I'll drag the formula to the rest of the columns because I want to see total for each of the countries. that's very useful and easy, very quick way to add totals. I'll click back. I don't need it right now, so I unselect total row. One great thing is to change, where's my design, to change a table name. So Excel will give your table generic name, like table 1, 2, 3, or whatever, in this case table 8. So I'll change this to something more useful for me and easy to remember. So Ontario visits. You have to note that in the name you don't have to have any spaces, so don't leave spaces. You can have underscore if you want to read it, but in this case I didn't use any space. So let's see how we can use the table in formulas. One last thing from the design I almost forgot is you can display a filter on the table if you want to use filters and undisplay it right now. So I'll leave it undisplayed. So we want to find the average number of visitors from UK. The way we're doing it normally with range, we'll type average and we'll select our column. But now that we have table, we can see how easy it is just by referring to the table name. So I'll click equal and start typing average. And now we'll start typing the name of the table. So Ontario, and you can see it shows Ontario visits as name. So I'll select, double click, and then use, let's show the column. So I'll use square bracket. And once you click square bracket, you can see all the column names listed here. So in this case, I want to use UK. So I'll select UK, close the square bracket and close the parentheses. And this is my average number of visitors for UK. If I drag the formula down, I can just change UK to France. Also, the formula shows me France, but you can type it. So right now, clicking enter and you get your results. Let's calculate sum of total visits as 12. So sum, left parenthesis, and we start typing Ontario visits. Double click Ontario visits, left square bracket, we'll select UK, and then close the parentheses as well, and it matches the same result we had for sum. Then let's do the same for France. Sum, open parenthesis, Ontario visits, square bracket, France, closing the square bracket, and the right parenthesis. So now that we've done that, you'll ask, why should I use table instead of range? I'll get the same result. So imagine we have data from 2018 onwards. So how do you add that table to that data to the table? If you go to the very last cell and you click tab, you have the next row, and then we can start typing 2018. And for example, UK, we have 400 visitors. For France, we have 250, and so on. Let's just add the 2 that we're looking, and let's add 2019 for 50 and 300. And you can see once we add the new visits, dynamically updates the summary, and the average number. So that's very useful for us. Even the formula that we were using at the beginning of the text that we have a table, so anything added to the table will be updated in our formula without even using the table name, which is awesome. Let's add a slicer to the table. So click on the table and go to Design tab, and over here we have insert slicer, and let's see what it will help us. So I can choose any of the columns in this from this table as a slicer. So I use year. Okay, and now we have our slicer showing. Let's move this away and open all the years down. What happens with the slicer is you can select, let's unselect everything. Like that, and select only one, and you see here 1991 will show. You can have multiple selections, so let's select multiple, and then everything is adjusted, so even the average and the sum is showing only for the years that we have selected, and you don't see the rest of them, right? So once you unclick multiple selections, you can select only 1 year at a time, and that's, you can change it by selecting multiple selection out as well. Let's select multiple. Yep, very easy, useful. The last thing you would want to know is how to convert back the table to range. If you don't want to use any more table, you have to click on the table, and also it could be done several ways, but on the Design tab you have Convert to Range selection, or if you click right click with the mouse and you go to the table, you have Convert to Range. Excel will ask you whether you want to move from table to normal range, and then you click yes, and that's it. I hope you find this useful, and thank you for watching. Hope to see you again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.